So it's been well over a year now since I have completely upended it and changed everything about my office, specifically changing it from all white paint to obviously all black paint. So today I'm going to show you my new desk setup, everything I've got going on to make myself more productive and to just eliminate as many obstacles as I can to just get things out as fast as possible. And before we start, I want to give a quick thank you to Herman Miller for sponsoring this video, and obviously more on that coming up. So while I've definitely tidied up a little bit, wanted to give kind of an idea of what this looks like on a day-to-day basis. First off, we have this Jarvis standing desk. That makes it so obviously I can sit or stand. Makes everything a little bit bigger. Obviously, this is a giant L desk. Definitely working on a multi kind of platform kind of thing here, where I can work and do all of my editing and everything up here, and then I can work on things, do B-roll and whatnot right here. Makes it really easy if I'm editing a video right here or editing photos or whatever, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I need another shot. I can just turn right here. It's mostly already lit, and I can just do work like that. So we'll start here, go from left to right as we go through the desk. So we'll start here with audio. This is the Rode NT1 Signature Series. It's a condenser microphone. I've always wanted one and have used them for music and stuff. It works great for voiceovers. And then we have the Rodecaster Duo here. So it works perfect for me right now to use with both the Rode NT1 here, as well as the Shure SM7B if I don't want to run it directly into the FX3. And I can do a whole video about the office and whatnot and all my lights over there at a different time. And then this little Kingston workstation thing is mostly made to be a card reader, and you get a bunch of different things, but I realized that all of these different hard drives can actually plug into it. So I'm using it in a way that it's definitely not intended, but these are different SSDs, and then I have another set of ports here, and I can swap these out for card readers if I want to, but it's kind of nice that I can actually use them for external hard drives. Saves a lot of cable space, makes things a lot easier on the desk here. Currently using this iPhone stand here for a charger and a stand. Keeps things close to the display, but then also is able to use MagSafe and looks pretty good regardless. And then these speakers are a set of clips. They're not like insane, but they have a subwoofer and they sound pretty good for what they are. Definitely pretty inexpensive. And I'll definitely link all of this stuff below in case you're interested in any of it. Going along the top here, this is just a little timer. I can set if I'm getting off task or feel like I need to be more productive, I guess. I also like to have a actual pen and paper here. This is the analog set from Ugmonk, I think. I really like to just either jot notes down during meetings, or I can use it to kind of plan my day and get some goals down. Makes all that stuff a little bit easier, especially just kind of like seeing it off to the side as a good reminder in case I need to, get stuff done. Then I'm actually running two different docks, but this one I have specifically basically to just add a couple more ports, but then also to make it so I can run this third display as well. This is from Anchor. I can link it below for sure. And then I just have a few little things like this. I do a lot of things with memory cards, and so it's nice to have just some memory cards at the ready. Then I also have just little things like this where I can plug in devices if needed to charge, like these are just some wireless earbuds, so I can charge those there. I have two different one of these card readers from Lexar. One is for type A NSD and one for type B. And then this is another cable that goes to another fast port, so if I do need to run like another external SSD or something like that. And then we've made it to this part where I'll talk about what this giant monstrosity of a riser or desk stand or whatever of sorts is. This was sent to me about a year ago, and I'm finally obviously getting around to talking about it. It's called the Hexcal Studio. It's definitely not cheap, but it is powered, so I can get all my stuff just out of the way. This thing is not hollow inside, but I have multiple drives and other things inside of there that just allows me to clean things up a little bit more. As you can see, I already have a lot of other things on my desk, so the fact that I can get some more things off of the desk, super, super helpful. I don't know if you've noticed, but it also has underlights and nice little things that make things just a little bit more enjoyable. Overall, it's a really nice way to get the studio display up off the desk, get some more things on there. And then if I want things out of the way a little bit, I can just stick this stuff underneath there a little bit, and we can kind of clean up this whole area without it being so much of a distraction. I actually just recorded a Patreon video the other day, so I have this on a stand. This is the Sony a7CR, and what I love about it is it's just really small and still shoots really good 4K video. So it's on a stand that sticks out, that I also have an Amaran 60X on. That way I can get just a little bit of light here. But the camera is really nice because it kind of just sticks out of that little spot right there. It's on the same stand that this light is on, so it makes all that stuff really easy. Now this is the back side of it, but this is the MacBook Pro. It's the M1 Max. I bought it a few years ago and it is still running strong. It's on a vertical stand right here, so it's a little bit out of the way. I have it plugged in via 2 different ports on the side. One goes to a CalDigit hub that's in here, and then the other cable goes to the Anchor hub that's right here. And again, the Anchor just gives me some more ports just readily available, and then also powers this third display, which we'll get to in a bit. Obviously, this is the Apple Studio display. I really like it because it is the 5K, and I have other monitors, and it's nice to have different references. But there's just something about this gloss display and the way it does colors and everything that I really enjoy. And just the aesthetics of it make it something that, yeah, it's hard to get rid of. Now, let's get to the chair here. This is the Aeron from Herman Miller. As you can see here, it has a really nice textile suspension material here that provides a lot of support while being incredibly comfortable. I've had every member of my family sit on it, and they all said it's the most comfortable seat they've ever sat on. The Aeron also has an adjustable Posture Fit SL back adjustment, so it not only provides support for your lumbar in the top pad, but also stabilizes the sacrum on the bottom pad. One of the things I'll also mention is that when Herman Miller reached out and asked if I wanted to include their chairs in this, I wasn't sure if I wanted to get the Aeron or the Embody. Both seemed really good, but obviously very different. And so they actually sent me both, and I decided to use the Embody as my main chair for my talking head stuff. It's also really nice because before I was simply using just a regular chair that I'd taken the back off of. So I would be recording podcasts and things for a ton of time with absolutely no lumbar support or anything. And so having a incredibly well-made ergonomic chair has been so much nicer. It also has a posture fit support as well as the back fit adjustments. So you're able to really dial it in for your particular body type. And then everything from the amount of back and lumbar supports to the seat to the height, obviously. These things are all adjustable, which obviously makes it a really useful feature. The Aeron chair is made up of over 50% recycled content and is 90% recyclable at the end of its use. And the Embody is made up of 37% recycled material and is 93% recyclable at the end of its use. Now, while both chairs are amazing, you can obviously look into other ones on the Herman Miller website. If you're trying to choose between these two specifically, if you like something that's a little bit more firm, the Embody definitely kind of works in that, where the Aeron feels a little bit more flexible, but obviously gives you the support where it's needed the most. Now, I know that companies always say their stuff is meant to last, but Herman Miller also offers a 12-year warranty on these things, so it's something that you will legitimately be able to use for years to come. And if you have any questions about which one might be right for you, definitely drop them in the comments and I can give you a little bit more information if you're curious which one would work best. At the time this video goes up, Herman Miller will also be having their spring sale, so you can get 20% off, free shipping, and if you want to check any of this stuff out, check the links in the description down below. Now, I'll put the actual model number down below, but this is a BenQ photo view display. This thing's extremely accurate. Obviously, you can tell by looking right here that it's a little bit more of a matte display. And I've definitely used this as a bit of a reference, or if I'm choosing photos, sometimes I'll move them back and forth between displays just to see how they're rendering. Sometimes I like to just keep all of my photo stuff on this display and then work video stuff off this display, especially if I'm doing something that involves both. And while yes, it's overkill to have two monitors, I just happen to have both, so why not use both of them? Now, my dad's Nikon F2 is sitting on top of this little stand here, and then beneath it, I just have more things like memory cards, hard drives, just kind of out of the way, little do's and dads that I use every once in a while. So a little bit out of left field here, but this is the Arturia Minilab 3. It's just a MIDI controlled keyboard, and I like to play music. You've seen that I have guitars in the backgrounds of my videos, and I've always wanted to be a little bit better at keyboards and things like that. So I bought this recently. I've been using it more as a bass synth than anything, but it's been fun to just kind of muck around with when I have a little bit extra time with that. Now, this is a 30-inch BenQ display that I've done a video about as well, but I'm currently using it mostly as just like another reference display. If I want to watch something large, sometimes I'll just have, a baseball game or something on in the background. But also, I've used it as almost like a virtual display. So I can stick a camera or something like that on in front of it, and then I can plop the background up. It mostly just makes things a little bit more interesting, and it gives my B-roll a quick bit of change if needed. I also like to be able to just be sitting here editing something and then turn over and go, oh, I need some B-roll. So I can literally just turn my body and everything's kind of already set up. I can move something else to this display and make some quick B-roll. Now I have a little IKEA lamp over there, and then this light is a Godox. Just makes it really nice to have some really controlled lighting. I have it on a C-stand up there, have just a little remote that I can turn it on and off with. Then I have some other lights. This is a Hobo Light Micro, I believe. And then I have a couple other little tube lights here. This one's from LumeCube, and I believe this one is from Nanlite. Just kind of helps, especially with lenses, get a little bit more pop onto some B-roll. Other than that, this whole setup is pretty much straightforward. This whole section right here is all pretty much just for camera B-roll stuff. Now, what YouTuber wouldn't exist these days without some sort of just industrial work cabinets? So I have these. It's nice because they lock. And then this one is all just extras, so it's cables and just absolute nonsense. This drawer is literally just cables. This drawer is just sound, audio, all of the wireless things, all of the extra microphones. And this drawer is all the extra rigging stuff, so tripods and things like that, extra lights, just random stuff. And then this one is for all of the photo gear. So this is like just lens caps, adapters. These are more lens caps and adapters. And then in this drawer, we have my Leica lenses, my Hasselblad lenses, and then just more Leica lenses and kind of accessories. We have some flash units, basically just like a giant hodgepodge in here of stuff, but at least it keeps it relatively organized. Down here is all of my Sony and Lumix gear. So other than the ones I'm using right now to film this, here's a bunch of my Sony lenses. And then in the back right there, you can see some of the Lumix stuff. So at least I kind of compartmentalize, like keeping the Fujifilm stuff and the Hasselblad and Leica stuff up there, and then all of the Sony and Lumix stuff in here. And then the bottom drawer is just for extra film things, light meters, extra cameras, straps, things like that. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. Let me know if you're interested in seeing the rest of the office, and I will see you all in the next one.